Okay. So Gianna Smith, Muay Thai practitioner, amateur champion. You just came back from your time on the US Muay Thai team. You guys are out in where were you guys at? In Belarus or where were you?
Yeah,
Right.
Belarus and Minsk.
Yeah. So thank you for being on the show.
No worries.
So so talk about your time over there. I know you were over there for quite a while, and how was your experience over there and being a part of the team and just overall?
Uh, it was really fun. That was my first time being on the U.S. team, so I didn't really know what to expect. But it was a really good trip, and it was nice to see the best from every country and where Muay Thai is at in different countries, like as far as like the experience level, because obviously some countries had better technique than others.
Yeah.
Like Kazakhstan was like one of the best teams. They were very exciting to watch. Obviously Thailand.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, the different countries had different styles, so it was a good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be a crazy thing to travel the world and to to fight across the world. Do you have any stories of shenanigans or?
Um, no, not really. I mean, every day was kind of the same. You would just wake up, make weight, fuel up, and then fight. And then once you lost, you just support your teammates and watch other teams fight.
Yeah.
Um, but it was really cool because even though everybody's like fighting each other, everybody was like um, friendly and supportive. And like towards the end of the tournament, when there were more people on like the sidelines versus fighting, uh, we were able to socialize with other countries,
Oh,
and
sweet.
it was a
Nice.
good experience. We would trade like T-shirts and
Oh, that's cool.
uniforms and stuff. It was really cool.
Oh, wow.
Who was the most approachable and who was the less approachable in terms of the countries, in terms of how they were nice to
I mean,
others?
everybody was really friendly.
Yeah.
I think that Kazakhstan was probably the quietest,
Hmm.
but they were also the most fierce team.
Mm.
And then Sweden was very outgoing. Argentina, they were really friendly.
Yeah.
But it was also because they were in our hotel. There were like three different hotels
Okay.
hosting all the different countries.
Okay,
Awesome.
that's pretty crazy. So let's rewind and just tell us how you got started and the whole fighting thing, because I find it kind of fascinating when females or males, like when I start fighting for a career.
Well, I mean, I found out about Muay Thai when I was still, because I'm originally from North Carolina.
Yeah.
So I found out about it when I was watching a show actually on Oxygen called Fight Girls.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And
nice.
it was like Gina Carano was in there, Michelle Watterson, and a few other girls, Miriam Nakamoto. And that's how I first like was introduced to Muay Thai. I was like, oh, that's really cool. But we didn't have anything like that in North Carolina,
Hmm.
so I didn't look into it too much. But when I moved to New York, one of my friends was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do a trial class at a Muay Thai gym." I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember. Like, I really was interested in that." So I took a trial class, and then I was like, "I want to fight,"
Yeah.
and I was in the ring like 9 months later. So
Awesome.
Wow,
yeah.
that's
Oh yeah,
fascinating.
like
That's crazy.
I was on a fast pace to get into the ring. I think I was training like 3 4 hours a day when I first started,
Hmm.
and so I was able to compete pretty fast.
Wow.
And what were some of the qualifications that were needed to be a part of the U.S. team? Was it that you were a former champion or a champion over like amateur champion? What did they need before you to
Well, I mean,
qualify?
I think now the requirements are getting a little bit more organized. I was actually supposed to be on the team last year, and I was training in Thailand for quite a while, and I was hit by a car on my motorbike
Oh,
about a
wow.
week before the tournament, so I couldn't walk for
Oh
a
man.
good while. And
Jesus.
so that took me out of the competition. Yeah, you got to be careful in Thailand on the motorbike.
Yeah, I've heard
Uh,
stories.
yeah, mine was a little bit of a freak accident because I was like on a really quiet road. The car just wasn't paying attention. But so I was supposed to compete last year. So this year they let me be on the team because I didn't get to compete last year. I think now the qualifiers are like the TBA and the USMTO tournaments. But previously there wasn't as much organization with the USMF. But they're really doing their best to get things like more organized between like East and West Coast and like how they're going about selecting the team and stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can do it again next year.
Yeah, right. So tell us some about like your goals, as a fighter, and like what do you want to accomplish?
My goals for I guess the next year is I definitely want to do everything I can to make the team again. Just fight as much as possible. Now I know what to expect. I feel like I'll be a little bit more prepared. Work on my weaknesses and the things that I didn't like about my last few performances. And then also I've been, messing around with BJJ a little bit.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to have a few competitions in that as well.
Sweet.
Nice. Any plans for mixed martial arts? Because I know you are training everywhere.
No, I really like BJJ and Muay Thai separate. Not that I don't enjoy watching MMA.
Yeah.
But as far as competition and training goes, I like them both separate.
Yeah.
Now, do your friends or like maybe like your past dating life, do they know that you compete and do you guys get afraid to approach you?
Well, no, not really. I mean, when I first started, I was dating somebody that trained at the same gym.
Oh, okay.
So he was very supportive, and then after that, I was married, and my husband at the time, he was very supportive as well. He was he had previously fought. He was a gym owner and a promoter, so he was really supportive when we were still together.
Yeah.
Now that I'm single, I don't know. We'll see.
Now, are you hoping to take your Muay Thai career to be a part of maybe organizations like Lion Fight or maybe even Glory? Is that a goal for you?
Well, I wouldn't mind fighting on Lions Fight if I got the opportunity. As far as Glory, no, not really. I really like Muay Thai.
It's a different set of
I like
rules,
the clinch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I really enjoy the clinch. That's like my favorite part of the sport, and Glory doesn't allow that. I like the elbows. I like the knees. So for me, K1 or Glory rules is definitely not something I'm interested in.
Yeah.
So, like outside of fighting, do you have any outside hobbies that you enjoy doing?
Anything like active, or I like to dance. Sometimes when I need a break, I'll take dance classes with my girlfriends.
Oh, nice.
But that's about it. I train a lot, so I'm always at the gym.
Yeah.
Or dancing?
Now, you're in New York at the 5 Points Academy. I mean, do you come in contact with any other professional fighters or that you come across, and have you met any that have kind of like maybe inspired you or kind of helped you along the way?
Well, yeah, I mean, in New York, it's a pretty small scene. You see everybody at the shows, and it's always motivating to go watch other people that you know fight. It's a pretty tight community, so even if you fight somebody or your teammate fights somebody, it's really friendly atmosphere. So it's just nice to see like when people first start out, and then like 2-3 years later, how they've, because you go to the shows all the time, so you see them evolve as a fighter, and it's definitely motivating. It's like, oh, that guy's getting so good, like, or I like something that they did, I want to work on it when I go back to the gym. And then I've spent quite a bit of time in Thailand, so it's like every gym that I've gone to, they've got some kind of Lumpini or Raja champ, and it's just being, you know, around that is really motivating as well.
Nice.
They're so good.
And do you train for BJJ like in New York? Because I know Matt Sarah has his gym out there, so that sounds like Gracie.
Yeah, the guy that I train under, he's actually at 5 Points Academy,
Okay.
and he's Henzo Gracie black belt.
Oh, nice.
So we got a pretty good program thanks to him.
Nice.
Have you met Henzo Gracie? Because he's
I
quite
have not.
Yeah, he's quite a character, man. He's quite a character.
Yeah,
His Japan
so I
stories.
hear.
Yeah, his Japan stories are the best.
Yeah, no, I follow him on Instagram, but I haven't met him yet.
Oh yeah, you didn't meet him. He's hilarious.
So what do you have? Now, are you pro? Have you turned pro yet, or are you still working
No,
towards
I'm
a pro
still
career?
amateur.
You're still amateur, right?
Mhm.
How soon do you feel like a pro debut will happen, and you know
I don't
or when's
know
a goal
because
for
there's
you?
not really anybody in my weight class, and being all the way in the U.S., getting pro fights would be pretty hard. I fight at 48 kilograms, which is in the States it would be 105 pounds. So there's not that many girls at that weight that aren't MMA. So like in the Muay Thai community, there's just not really anybody to fight. There's maybe like 2 or 3 girls.
Yeah.
So either gotta make some gains or get more international opportunities before I go pro.
Yeah.
And like, do you cut a lot of weight to make 105 pounds, or do you walk around that
No,
without being too nosy?
I'm pretty slim. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I'm trying to work on building some muscle right now. I started doing Olympic style lifting, and
Oh, really?
yeah, so I'm trying to get bigger.
Yeah. What do you have planned for this year? How many fights do you think you're gonna have, or where do you plan on training? What's the goal set for this year?
Well, the goal for this year is in June. I'm hoping to get on the card June 17th in Rhode Island. And then I have the TBA tournaments maybe a week or 2 after that. I should be able to at least get 2 matches, hopefully. If I don't get a bye, then I'll be able to at least get 2 matches. And then in July, I have 2 BJJ tournaments that I want to do.
Awesome.
August will be probably a little bit more training, no fighting or competitions, because I have Pan Ams in October, and which is like a smaller IFMA tournament.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'll probably try to do the US MTO tournament. That's on the East Coast. They just had their West Coast one this past week. And if I do well in both the TBA and the US MTO, I should be good to go for IFMA next year.
Nice.
Wow. Well, you seem like a really busy person, very goal-orientated, and
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome to see someone so young and to have that much ambition.
I'm
always a
actually
good
not
thing.
that young.
You look young. Hey, just lie.
No, I'm an old lady in the sport. I turned 34 in September, so.
It's that youthful Asian blood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're doing something right, so that's good.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you can, let the fans know where they can find you on social media, and maybe plug a sponsor or two if you like.
Yeah. My Instagram hashtag or name, whatever, is Miss Piggy Smalls.
Nice.
And if you need anything Muay Thai related, check out In Fight Style. They have an Instagram, and then they also have a website. You can get Muay Thai shorts and gear and all that good stuff.
Nice. If you're ever on the West Coast, hopefully we can all meet up soon at maybe one of your fights or something like that.
Yeah, well, I should be on the West Coast in November, so
awesome, man.
I'll definitely come check you guys out.
Is that a Muay Thai or is it a Jiu-Jitsu tournament?
No, it's a wedding.
Oh, a wedding. Okay, cool. Okay.
Well, we'll go to the wedding with Jan. So all of us down together.
We'll party at the reception. All right. It was really nice meeting you. Thank you for being on the show. Best of luck this year.
Thanks for having me, and hopefully I'll meet you guys in person soon.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Right,
Bye-bye.
Bye.